Welcome. If you are an author or you are about to become one, this short teaching is for you. Here is the question we are going to answer together. Why does so much author content get watched, liked, even shared, and still never sell a single book? The honest answer is that most authors are creating content for attention only. They post what their friends will like. They post what feels good to post. They post what is easy, and then they wait for the book sales to follow. They almost never do. There is a better way. The strongest author platforms in the world are built around three different kinds of content working together: attention content, trust content, and conversion content. By the end of this video, you will know what each one is, how to balance them, and how to write the single most powerful kind of post an author can write. It is called the direct hand razor. So let's begin. Let me say this gently but plainly. Views alone do not sell books. I have watched gifted authors with millions of total views still struggle to move copies. I have also watched quieter authors with smaller followings sell out their print runs and keep selling for years. The difference is almost never talent. The difference is the kind of content they are creating. Most authors have a steady stream of likes and shares and a slowly growing follower count. What they are missing is a path from the post to the purchase. They are missing a clear reason for the reader to do anything beyond scroll. They are missing the invitation, and that is the gap we are going to close in the next few minutes. Here's the framework. Every author who is selling consistently uses three kinds of content: attention, trust, conversion. Attention content gets you found. Trust content deepens belief in you and in the message of your book. Conversion content moves the reader from interest to action. These are not three different strategies. They are three parts of the same strategy. And when one of them is missing, your platform stops producing sales. We are going to walk through each one and look at what it looks like specifically for authors. Then I am going to show you the exact post structure that works best for selling books. Stay with me. Bucket 1 is attention. The goal here is simple. Bring new readers into your world. For an author, this means writing posts that someone who has never heard of you will stop and read. A bold opinion drawn from the heart of your book. A line that names a problem your reader has been carrying silently for years. A short story or moment that pulls the scroll to a stop. A teaching clip with one strong quotable idea. This is the front door of your platform. Without it, nobody new is walking in. But here is the warning that most authors miss. Attention by itself does not sell books. You can become visible without becoming valuable. You can be known without being trusted. So we keep going. Bucket 2 is trust. This is the bucket that most authors underuse. Trust content deepens belief in you and in the message you carry. Readers do not buy books from people they merely know about. They buy books from people they trust. For an author, trust content includes reader stories and testimonies from people the book has already helped. The story behind a chapter, a prayer, a page, a frame, or a principle you teach in the book broken open in a single post. And the honest moments. Lessons learned. The cost behind the calling. I will tell you what I have watched for years now. The most human content an author posts is almost always the highest converting content they post. Trust accelerates the sale. So if you only have time for one new habit this month, it is this one. Post more trust content. Bucket 3 is conversion. This is where most authors freeze. Conversion content has a job. It moves the right reader toward action. And the best conversion content does not feel pushy and it does not feel salesy. It feels like a hand extended. For an author, this looks like a free chapter, a study guide, or a printable pulled straight from the book. It looks like inviting someone to comment a single word so you can send them a resource by direct message. It looks like a short reading plan or devotional plan tied to the message of the book. And yes, sometimes it is the simple, direct invitation. Here is the link. The book is called this. It is for you if. The mistake is not making the invitation. The mistake is never making it. Now the question every author asks, how do I balance these three? Here's the ratio that works. 60% attention, 30% trust, 10% conversion, 60, 30, 10. Read it like this. Be found. Be trusted. Be chosen. Most authors who are stuck have inverted this. Some post almost nothing but buy my book posts and wonder why nobody is buying. Others post almost nothing but thoughtful trust content and never give the reader a clear next step. The platforms that sell books steadily across years post most often to attract, often enough to build trust, and just often enough to invite. 60, 30, 10. Here is the mistake to avoid. If every post feels like a pitch, the platform stops growing. New readers will not enter the door. Existing readers will start to tune out. The algorithms will quietly stop carrying your work. The order matters. Conversion works when it sits on top of trust. Trust works when it sits on top of attention. Build in order. Sell in rhythm. This is why so many authors who go all in on selling for 1 week and then disappear for 2 months never see results compound. Steady rhythm beats sporadic urgency every time. Now, I want to give you a single piece of writing that, in our experience, outperforms almost anything else an author posts. It is called the direct hand raiser. Here is the key insight. You are not trying to convince everyone. You are not trying to argue someone into your message. You are helping the right reader recognize themselves in what you have written. Specificity creates resonance. The more clearly you can name what your reader is carrying, the more deeply they will feel understood, and the more likely they will be to raise their hand. This is how serious authors find their actual audience inside the noise of social media. Let me show you the structure. 4 moves, 1 post. Here is the structure. 1. Name the painful problem. Use words your reader is feeling but cannot quite say out loud. 2. Name the real root. Explain why this problem will not solve itself through more willpower or more effort. This is where you separate yourself from generic advice. 3. Offer your frame. The one principle, the one lens, the one chapter idea from your book that opens this whole thing up. This is your unique contribution. And 4, invite the right reader to raise their hand. Comment a word and I will send you the chapter. Download the study guide here. Grab the book at this link. That is the hand raiser. Problem, root, frame, invitation. Memorize those 4 words. Here's what it sounds like in a real author voice. Problem. You are praying more than you have in years and feeling less than you ever have. Root. The dryness is not a sign that something is wrong. It is a sign that something is being rearranged. Frame. In the book, I call this the hidden season. It is the place where God grows roots you cannot see. Invitation. Comment the word roots, and I will send you the chapter on the hidden season as a free PDF. Notice what just happened. The right reader felt named in the first line. They felt understood in the second. They received a frame they cannot get anywhere else in the third. And then they were given a small, specific, generous next step. That is the hand raiser. That is how books move. A quick note about tone. The best conversion content feels helpful and not desperate. Desperate sounds like, please buy my book today, only it would mean so much to me. Helpful sounds like, if this hit, the first chapter goes even deeper. Comment a word and I will send it. Same goal. Completely different feel. One pulls, the other extends. Readers can feel the difference within the first sentence. So when you sit down to write your invitation, ask yourself one simple question. Does this sound like a request from someone who needs something? Or does this sound like an offer from someone who has something? Lead from what you have. Let me give you the picture to hold in your mind. Content should move a reader. Found, believed, chosen. Attention gets you found. Trust gets you believed. Conversion gets you chosen. Every post you write should belong to one of those 3 steps. The best content does not just get watched, it moves someone closer to the book. That is the whole point. We are not in the business of impressions, we are in the business of impact, and impact is measured by movement. Here's your homework, 4 moves to make this week. 1. Audit your last 20 posts. Mark each one with an A for attention, a T for trust, or a C for conversion. You will see your imbalance instantly. 2. Write 1 direct hand raiser. Problem, root, frame, invitation, just 1. 3. Post 1 trust moment, a reader story, a lesson learned, the story behind a chapter, something real. And 4. Check your next step. Look at the bottom of your last few posts and ask, is there a clear, generous way for a reader to take 1 step toward the book? If the answer is no, add 1. That is the week. 4 moves. You can do this. Here is the big idea to walk away with. Stop creating content for attention. Start creating content that converts. Be found, be trusted, be chosen. The authors who are selling consistently today are not creating more content than everyone else. They are creating better content in the right order. They have attention working at the top of the funnel. They have trust working in the middle. And they have small, generous, well-written invitations working at the bottom. That is the system. It is repeatable. It is teachable. And it is the difference between writing a book and selling a book. I want to leave you with this. Your book deserves a platform that sells it. Not a platform that just performs. Not a platform that just looks busy. a platform that actually moves the right readers from scrolling to trusting to opening the cover. Build the system, write the hand raiser, make the invitation, and if you are an author with us at Destiny Image, at Harrison House, or at Sound Wisdom, we will be with you the whole way. Your message is worth this work. Now go write the post.